Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to discuss the NIKKE controversy. If you haven't seen, they have released an answer. They released a post talking about all the problems that we have been talking about for like the past 2 days or something. So if you haven't seen it yet, be sure to log into the game and you will be greeted with some kind of apology, I think. They are giving 1500 gems and 5 pools along with some other resources, and here they say that as an expression of gratitude they are presenting a gift and that they released a developer's note, which is this right here, posted on May 23rd of 2025. So basically, let's go straight to what we have been waiting for, which is the Chinese against global launchers. I will be reading the rest of the article after I read this, but since this is a lot more important, I'm going to be reading this first. We'd like to and they saved this for last, so they wanted to give us some quality of life and say, hey, we are doing this and that, and then they addressed this. But we are going to look at this first. On May 22nd, Goddess of Victory NIKKE officially launched in China. Due to the significant differences compared to the global version launch, the Chinese version will run on a separate build with its own policies. The 2.5 years of gaps and separate builds mean that on one hand, there might possibly be story spoilers, but on the other hand, it also allows us to incorporate some unique and complementary elements. We understand that some people may question why certain new costumes and conveniences features are only launching in China, and we completely understand those feelings. So they completely understand these feelings. Are they going to add these features on global? Wait for the next episode, I'm kidding. But we believe that the two versions, China and global, will grow in their own directions under different conditions and circumstances, and that one day their differences will enrich one another. For now, we hope you understand that we are in the middle of this improvement process. Okay. This is basically a middle finger, and at the same it is not. So for you to understand this, it means they will have different quality of life improvements from one another. So one team might focus on one thing and the other team might focus on another thing. But at the end, when they get enough differences, they will start picking stuff from the other game. What this means is, basically, NIKKE China right now has some differences that include having 100% guaranteed on molds, being able to buy some characters on the shop, buffs to certain characters, different skins, and for now they are going to keep these differences. And global might have quality of life improvements that the Chinese version doesn't have. But after some time, they will import the global quality of life to the Chinese version and the Chinese quality of life to the global version. So they work separately to, at the end, import from one another so that both have the quality of life of both versions. That is what I took from this message. Will grow on their own directions under different conditions and circumstances. So each game with each version will get their own quality of life. And one day, their differences will enrich one another. What I take from this is that one version will take the other version quality of life for themselves. So it's the same as, like, for example, if Genshin took some quality of life improvements from HSR, which is hard because none of those games have any quality of life compared to the other gacha, but Hoyo players will get what they can, you know. So anyway, I'm getting off topic. But this is what I think and I hope. I don't know if they will go through with this. I don't know if this is the actual message that they want to pass on. This is how I'm understanding their message. And I hope I'm right. They could speed up the process a little bit more so that we don't have to wait months or even years for the quality of life to go from one version to another, but that's another story. I don't know how much time it will take for the global to get the Chinese quality of life and vice versa, but I just hope it's not that long over a wait. It's not going to be June, and it's probably not going to be in July, because I've already seen a bit of the stuff that they are working on, and all these dates point to like June and July, so they are not going to implement the Chinese quality of life in the global version during that time, because they haven't mentioned any of that here. So let's keep going on what they are talking about here. Addition of bulk purchase function in the shop. So it's basically as it says, you can select various items and buy them. Let's go up a little bit more. Notice on improvements of convenience, direction for improving daily playtime. So basically what they talk here is to reduce the daily activities in the game, like daily missions, because they are adding so much new stuff that it might feel overwhelming having to do both the content they are adding and the daily missions. So they want to reduce the daily mission time or make it even easier to do. Going up a little bit more, the surface content. When I was scrolling down, you've already seen this. So they are going to add like a 3D world where you move from tile to tile, and instead of fighting with battle power, you use more of a strategic battle formation. So it's more of more similar to a turn-based strategy game than the action shooter we've been, not really action, but the shooter we've been playing. Battles on the surface will be fully simulation based, designed to reduce stress. Our goal is to give players a fresh way to enjoy their NIKKEs through smart squad setups and strategic deployment rather than poor combat difficulty. So it's not going to depend on the your battle power, it's going to depend on your strategy and deployment. In addition, battles against Lord Class and boss raptors will include area gimmicks. So each boss will have their own gimmick, and you have to play around it, which is cool. We also plan to use new field to host small scale events, so mini games and stuff like that. They are going to be using it to host mini games. It's basically what it says here. Nothing more to add. It's literally what they are going to do. Implementing this area, making future events and mini games on this area, including bosses and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I'm pretty hyped for this implementation, and I think they have talked about this some time ago. I do have some memory of it. I can't quite point my finger when they talked about this. I think it was during the 2.5 anniversary live stream, but I don't really remember. So they are updating the coordinated operation content. So they are going to add 2 modes, a casual mode and a challenge mode. The challenge mode will operate similar to what we have right now, but they are adding a normal mode which will be more casual, and you don't have to worry about matchmaking or your teammates fucking things up. They are also adding a report system where you can report a player that trolls you when you are in challenge mode. So if you are in challenge mode and a player is missing on purpose or not playing, you can report them and they will get penalized, meaning that they won't be able to queue up for a certain amount of time, or for the rest of the event. I don't know. And if you are AFK, if you enter challenge mode and are AFK, you will get kicked out of the combat. I don't know how that will work, but it is what it says here. You can read it. The link to this page will be down in the description if you want to read it more carefully. I will leave it in the description down below. Also, if you are liking this video up until now, don't forget to leave a like and comment down below. Union Raid Hard Mode Convenience. So basically what this is that all bosses will be unlocked at the same time. Up here they talked about Soren and optimization. Basically what this is that they are improving loading times for PC and mobile from 27 seconds at least up to 141 seconds or more. So this is huge because I've always have trouble with loading times. I hoped they would address the FPS issues that I have. My PC is quite beefy, but sometimes it feels like I'm playing a slide share. I often have to restart the game and it will fix itself, but it's quite annoying when booting up the game takes so long. So at least it will be less painful to restart the game. Sometimes I would just give up and close the game and not even boot it up again because it took so long to boot up. So at least with this fix, if it improves a lot the loading time, I won't have that much of a problem to restart the game. They will also try to halve the file size for the game, at least for mobile, I think. In terms of storage, we're actively working to cut the total game size in half without sacrificing visual quality. Long term, long term, we're planning on a structural overhaul that uses segmented resources management to prevent massive file increases with future updates. So they are trying to cut the game size in half. And that's basically it for the developer's note. Let's see the closing remarks. Closing remarks. With the official launch of the Chinese version, I've been thinking a lot about how two different builds can still share the same world. I've also reflected on ongoing challenges like loading times and storage, the introduction of new surface content, and how we weren't able to deliver it on our original planned date. Looking back, each of these matters has weighed heavily on me as a developer. No matter how exciting the new content is or how many improvements we introduce, we know that first and foremost there are people who have been waiting. That is what stays with us most. It is why delays feel more painful and why we are committed to repaying your patience with meaningful results. That same mindset applies to the collaboration project we have been working hard on. Yes, actually this is something I'm really hyped for, is the Stellar Blade and NIKKE collaboration, which they say began with a lot of pressure and concern. I don't think that's really true. I mean, people's expectations were high, but I don't think people would mind if they just added like a bunch of NIKKE skins to Stellar Blade. I think that's what most people were expecting. When the first trailer dropped and now the second trailer dropped and we were actually fighting Scarlet, people were like, what? We weren't expecting this. We were expecting like some NIKKE skins at most, like the Nier Automata collab, and not this. So this was actually pretty surprising, for the better, of course. We kept working together, blah blah blah. We truly believe that after all this preparation, commanders will love what we have created. I'm sure this collab will be genuinely great. Actually, I'm sure of that. I have never played Stellar Blade. I'm waiting for the PC release and will be playing it for the first time. I will probably be streaming it, even though I haven't been streaming a lot lately, but I will probably stream it, and I will certainly play it at least, and I've been waiting for it quite patiently. I haven't seen any spoilers, either gameplay or anything. I've seen some outfits because, well, it was everywhere on YouTube when it first launched. But other than that, I haven't seen anything, and I'm really hyped for the game. Probably even more than Elden Ring Night Rain. I will be playing the shit out of Elden Ring Night Rain when it comes out, but whenever Stellar Blade comes out, I'm dropping Elden Ring until I finish Stellar Blade. I mean, I probably won't drop it because I'll probably play a bit with my friends on and off. But while I don't finish Stellar Blade, I probably won't be playing any other game, like any other gacha or stuff like that. Hopefully, if I like the game, because I've never played or seen anything of it, so I might play it and not like it, which I doubt, because I've heard that the game is very good. So let's just hope that my expectations are not too high. This is not just about Stellar Blade collaboration, so they hint here that there are more collaborations coming with other games, not just Stellar Blade. We know we are not perfect, sure, no one is, Sometimes we fall behind, and that's why the community feedback is so important. So that the developers, when they make a mistake, and sometimes an honest mistake, I'm not saying that having different versions for the Chinese and global and having a lot better quality of life in Chinese was an honest mistake, but sometimes the developers do overlook some stuff. So it's good that the community speaks about it and communicates it to the developers so that they keep improving the game. I think that is fantastic, but also remember to be loud but be respectful. Okay. Anyways, to honor that trust, even today the development team continues to write the story of NIKKE one line at a time. Thank you for always being with us, Goddess of Victor NIKKE director. I'm not going to say the rest because I don't want to butcher the name. But the NIKKE director Youve, or Youve, or however you say it. Anyway, that is all for this developer's note. If you watched to the end, well, thank you for watching, and leave a like, a comment down below what you think of this developer's note. Do you forgive Shift Up? Do you not forgive Shift Up? Do you think this is good? It's bad? Or you just don't care? I personally don't really mind it, because the way they say it here is that they are going to try to take stuff from the CN version, and CN version are going to take stuff from the global. I just hope that they improve the game overall, and I just want a better game. That's basically it. So thank you for watching, see you in the next video. Bye bye, have fun.